Welcome to Blake Street Banter, where one of us knows what the word banter means. The other one's just along for the ride. Mike, what is up?
What's up? I feel like baseball, it's been around for like 4 years straight now, getting a little fatigued from it, but we do have some Rockies playoffs, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's a fun. Say that again for me.
Rockies playoffs?
Yeah.
And I haven't heard those like back to back in a very long time, those two words, so it's nice to say.
It really is. Like, we have 2 playoff series confirmed no matter what. So that's exciting, especially when it's like the next kind of crop of pitchers and like hitters, like the next prospects, like it's there. And then like in 2 or 3 years, we're going to see these guys like consistently in purple, which I'm pretty stoked about.
Yeah, I think this year we really saw. I think this year is our number one year for covering the Rockies. We were really in depth this year. It's really fun seeing like Zach Veen, who I think will get a call up soon. Amador got there, and now we're kind of seeing these guys play in playoff games. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we have a playoff series. It's the prospect stuff is there's talent. Like we were rated top outfield prospects. I don't know if we were the top. Wasn't able to look at it. I don't know who gave us that nod. I don't know if it's MILB or baseball.
Somebody that knows what they're talking about, though.
Definitely somebody more knowledgeable than us, even though we've been saying it for years. Like we have a huge outfield crop, right? Like you can go 8 deep. Like it's insane what our crop is. And so it was no surprise seeing that headline, whoever put it out there. I know it was not Keith Law. I can guarantee that. But it was definitely somebody reputable that recognizes real talent. So huge shout out to that. Yeah, we have Veen, Yankiel knocking on the door. Definitely. Our boy Dugan, maybe. I don't know. Like Victor Vodnik came back. So
when are we in Detroit? What's the deadline for that?
It's Tuesday. Okay. They play tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in Detroit. So
are you going to the games? All of them?
I would love to, but it's a 2-hour trip. And the reason we are slowing down with this pod, right? The whole real life kicks you in the butt when you don't want it to thing is kind of happening. We may work something out with management up above to make the Thursday day game.
There you go.
We'll see.
I'm confident that management will.
She doesn't like flowers, so I don't know. She already has too much chocolate, so I don't know what I can do to.
Well, if your boy Dugan's there, that's a better sell. So we need him up there.
Dude, if I could easily sell that. Dugan, BSB, he's there easily. I can make that happen. Might be able to pull a shunk card. Might pull out a shunk card on that. So we'll see what's happening. I think that's the only BSB guy up there. Hunter Goodman's up there. Your mom's favorite player. So maybe I might pull some of those cards there. What up? How we doing? Thank you for hanging out with us. It's been a hot minute, man. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for talking Spokane, listening to Spokane with us. I mean, I'm sure you've been watching baseball more than we have, so we won't say that any louder than that. But all of that to the side, again, we are busy. We are here. 2 seasons are officially over. The Fresno Grizzlies and the Spokane Indians. Both all low A, high A baseball is completely done, minus the playoff series. We are going to do Fresno Grizzlies end of the season review like we always do later down the road. Again, when we have more time, we can focus in on just the Fresno Grizzlies and give them a solid 30-45 minutes. So tonight we're going to focus in on the Spokane Indians. Yes, they are the Colorado Rockies playoff team that we were talking about. One of them, you probably can guess what the other one is. Hopefully you've already been listening right now. So we're just going to talk all Spokane Indians baseball right now. We're going to review the season, but also preview the playoff game series coming up all together. We have no idea how we're doing this. We're just kind of winging it. Like I said, we're busy. Me and Mike just talked about for 5 minutes before the pod started. Like, hey, let's do this. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I've never really watched the minor league baseball playoff format. I don't really know how managers coach it. I don't know how aggressively they attack this for the win. I don't really know what to expect. So my prediction might be off for like the rotation, but it's gonna be fun regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Rockies they haven't been. I think Spokane 2021 was the last time they were in the playoffs. Might have been it. I think they made that push, and it was a quick 3-game series after that.
Fresno last year, right?
No, remember they got burned. You're supposed to make a banner.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So they might have made the year before. We'll have to get some fact check on that. So that's a very good point. I didn't even think about that point. We have no idea how they're going to play this out. But you got to again, Rockies want to win no matter what. That's the organizational theme all across the board. So like you got to know Robinson Cell is going for that series dub. You know that,
I mean, if they really wanted to win, we'll be throwing like Tovar out there, but no, I'm playing. But.
right? Just start calling, hey, we need you guys back down here. Duke and Darnell,
games.
you're going to Spokane. Let's go shut the door out. I don't know what the manipulation piece of that all is. I don't know when the stuff has to go. We do have some transactions that happen, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. But DNVR's favorite guest, Noah Spirek, is in the chat. So thank you for hanging out, Noah of BSB. Hopefully you shouted us out on your appearance today on the DVR with Christian. Go listen to our boy Talk Rocks over there. Hopefully we see him on Thursday. I think we'll make a Thursday pod happen just for a Rockies talk there too. So let's get into it. You get to pick. Who do you want to talk about first?
Are we going pitching immediately right off the bat?
Or who do you want to talk about first?
It's Cole Carrick. Screw the pitching. Let's talk about Cole Carrick. He's
player of the week, Cole Carrick.
Yes. I mean, I feel like we say that every week, though. He's kind of just been insane this year. I feel like we've sung this song. We've done the dance. Like, plays every position, can hit with power. I mean, can steal bases. Plays with a lot of emotion, which I think is a really good thing. You know, you want those mama boys in the outfields, but at the end of the day, you know, when you have like guys like Beck and Carrick, it's a lot more fun to play. And talent is immense. I'm excited to see what he does in a playoff series. I don't know why I'm doing that, but a playoff series. Hopefully he can clutch up, and maybe Carrick in the playoffs is maybe more special than it already is.
Right. Is this like where we get to see where the dogs come out to play? Like, do they have that real like dog grit into them in that big playoff series, big moment type feel? Like, there might be something to that. Like, this might be that moment where we kind of see the preview of can they step up and come in clutch? Which
I must say, I'm going to hype this up a little bit. Vancouver and Spokane. I haven't seen two teams in the minor leagues hate each other as much as these two teams do.
There is some beef.
Spokane got the heavy upper hand during the season, 20-8. These teams play each other a bunch. It's not a big league. There's some ejections when they played. There's a lot of cussing. I remember there's one game especially where the radio announcers were just going off about. I think it was Carrick. Don't put the words in my mouth, but one of them was letting the other side hear it, and we see that a lot when Vancouver and Spokane play. So it should be fun.
Here for rivalries, whether you have no reason to be hating each other or whatever, give me all the rivalry beef. Absolutely. And this is a good point that I was about to get to, but Brian got to it before I could. Cole Carrick is one of two of my players that have double digits in doubles, triples, homers, and stolen bases. Hopefully Brian can look that up for me, for us. I don't know who the other one is, but honestly, if it's not Rocky, I don't really care. The Cole Carrick has the season log quadruple double, which is insane. Over under on how many triples he has, Mike, on the season.
What's the over under?
Oh yeah, 10 and a half.
Over.
You're all right. 11. Thank you for reading the rundown. Thank you for being better than James. Suck it, James. Cole Carrick is on his quadruple double nonsense. 51 stolen bases. Does not lead the league in stolen bases, which is crazy. 16 doubles, 11 triples, 16 home runs, and an 833 OPS. So obviously he leads the league in triples, right? What's the other category I just talked about that he leads the league in?
Doubles.
Wrong. There is an Indian that does lead the league in doubles. Cole Carrick leads the league in home runs with 16.
It's a big one.
That also puts in perspective how hard it is to hit in the Northwest League. Like only 16 home runs. I think Yankiel, Kokoska, and Jordan Beck had 16 by the turn of May last year before they got the call up. So there's some weird numbers, but I think that's also where we are in the realm of baseball. Like go look at the Eastern League numbers. We talked a little bit about that a month ago about Amador. Just numbers are down. So Cole Carrick with 16 leads the league, and his 833 OPS is second in the league, which is that's a good number.
Who's leading the league in that?
Who leads the league in OPS? It's your boy, Kyle Karras. Kyle Karras leads the league with an 875 OPS, and he is the other Spokane Indians that leads the league in doubles with 33, which is insane. That's an Ezekiel Tovar type number.
I didn't realize the duo was that like they kind of just dominate every stat basically. Like if there's an offensive stat, you're seeing Karros or Carrick at the top.
I mean, seriously, like Carrick's second in stolen bases, Karros first in doubles, Carrick first in triples. They are 1-2 in home runs. Somebody else is tied with 15. Kyle
Wait,
Karras leads the
can we
league
attribute
with
this?
78 RBIs.
Can we attribute this to the front office not calling them up quick enough?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, are we mad that they lead the league in these categories? 100%. Like, should they had any business playing in high A all season? No, absolutely not. We were calling for the call-ups, what, in June, July? Like, these two need to go up after they kind of clinched the first half. But you can make an argument that Carrick is blocked. Like, why rush his development when
How
you
is
already have
Carrick blocked? He can play every position.
your boy Ryan Ritter,
Yeah, there you go.
Amador in the middle, right? You got, I mean, you already have B-Rod and Tovar up top. I love our boy Hunter Stovall. You got Aaron Schunk kind of blocking there. Julio was a top 40-man piece. Like, the middle infield's blocked. Outfield is already 6 deep. Carrick is number 7 on that list. Like, you're blocked everywhere. Rockies don't want to use Carrick as a catcher. Guess how many times they used Carrick as a catcher this year?
Was it 0? It might have been once. I think it was 0 though.
He did not start a game at catcher this year.
I think he did put on. I think I could have sworn he had like an outing where he had to. Because it's in. I think it was in his stats. Was that catching thing, which I think you have to have like an inning for it to be there.
I feel like you're right, but I'm not seeing that in the Baseball Reference reflection. I don't know. Maybe that was an ACL. There's nothing in.
What it is.
I don't see anything. Yeah, I see DH, outfield, and shortstop this year.
There you go. I'll take your word for it.
So no catcher for Carrick. I don't think they want to. I don't think they're going the Hunter Goodman route for that. So, and then you have Warning Birdie Bell and third base with like Aaron Schunk was been in front of Karros. You can make an argument that Karros could have been moved up. I don't know, but they didn't. We're gonna move on. They'll be there at AA next year. So, and then there's 3 other guys that played the entire season in Spokane. It was Dion Jorge, Brian Betancourt, and Victor Juarez. Little concerned about Dion Jorge. Did not have the numbers under a 700 OPS for Dion Jorge this year.
I'm going to go under.
Under. It was around 688, something like that. His slugging was 319 on the year. Like, Dion Jorge's power was never like his calling card, right? But he is to grow into that body to get that power, and this was not the year for that power. I think he had his first home run in early August.
Well, he had 2 in the game, so they came in bunches.
They came in bunches, right? The Hurricane Dion out there in Spokane. And then Brian Betancourt, catcher, 692 OPS, just solid numbers from like a catcher. Like, if you're looking at his numbers at a major league level, you're not bad about what Brian Betancourt did. And then your boy, Victor Juarez, he was the starting pitcher that was there from the beginning to the end. What do you have on Victor?
Odd season. I'm struggling to pull his numbers. He started off pretty strong, but he had a couple outings where it kind of fell apart. The midsummer months were kind of brutal. I think it was either June or July. He had a really bad month. He has improved from last year, which is awesome. He's going to be in Hartford next year, so the coaching there will be able to hopefully take him to the next level. I'm going by his months by months. He was pretty good down the stretch. So there you go. June and July both were pretty bad, and the summer months got him. But August, 1.8 ERA and 25 innings pitched.
Dude was lights out. He was pitcher of the week at the end of August.
There you go.
Yeah, he was awesome. 111 innings, 113 strikeouts. He dropped his ERA, like to your point, 5.4 ERA in July 24th. He dropped it down to a 4.3 his last outing. So in between 5 starts, all of August and September, dropped it a whole point ERA, which is insane. Went 6 innings in all of his starts in August. 8, 4, 10 strikeouts in those four games, and was player of the week. So Victor Juarez was a dog to end the season. Again, speaking of that dog finding that groove, like we would be a little worried if Victor Juarez were still struggling at the end of the season, right? So there was some development that was happening. Can't say I've seen enough Victor Juarez starts to really speak for what his stuff does and plays, but obviously something clicked in August, which is always a good thing.
Does he get the? Is he soon to be on the Mexican? Was it baseball classic team?
That is a fantastic question.
Because Trejo was on it. Trejo was pretty good too, and you have Randy. So
yeah, and there's definitely who's the former Rocky.
There's not many like compared to other countries, not many Mexicans in the league and in the systems. So I mean, I assume he's up there.
That's a fantastic question. We'll have to dive into that in the offseason and see what the protocol is for that, because that'd be pretty dope. He is a Little League World Series dude.
Yes, he is. How many people have done like MLB, Little League World Series, KBO, or not KBO, the
World
Baseball Classic, whatever they call it?
I have no idea. Cody Bellinger? I know Cody's he's a Little League World Series star.
Was Trout a Little League World Series?
I don't think he was Little League. Again, the little off-season pod there. There's your video essay assignment.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at how many unique countries that probably don't have like a bunch of players that are in our system.
Yeah.
How close are these guys to making their rosters?
Yeah.
I think we'll have more than we think.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think there's definitely some high-level talent that's not quite there yet. I love that. Yeah, it'll be a fun little project there. So those are the 5 players that spent all year with the Spokane Indians. They all play a big part. They're going to be a big part of this playoff series. For you listening, you're probably mad at us for not explaining how the playoff series works or when it starts. So I got you. Go ahead and listen to you. This is brought to you by Daily Controls LLC. Getting all your robotic buttons buttoning, all your blinking lights blinking, all the good stuff that you need. Go ahead to dailycontrolsllc.com or go ahead and email the man, info@dailycontrolsllc, and tell him BSB sent you. Daily spelled without an I. The playoff series begins tomorrow. Spokane goes to Vancouver for the first 2 games. They play tomorrow and Thursday, I believe. Yep, Tuesday and Thursday in Vancouver. Has a little off day, probably for weather, because it's the Northwest. And then they go back to Spokane for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday matchup. I'm going to double check this because as I'm saying that, it sounds super weird. It is a best of 5 series, so 3 games wins it. This is one of the only leagues in all of minor leagues that only has 1 playoff series, because there are only 6 teams in the league. So it's going to be quick. It's going to be short. Hartford Yardigos have a 2-3 game series to win the championship if they have to. Spokane just has to win 1 5-game series. I was wrong, y'all. I'm sorry. It is Tuesday and Wednesday. Off day is Friday. So that will start tomorrow. Yep. And then best of 5. Winner stays, holds up the trophy. Hopefully not on a bus, not doing anything ridiculous on a bus once they do win it. But it's about to go down against our friendly neighborhood Canadians up there. So I'm super excited. Can you name who the Vancouver Canadians are affiliated with?
The Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays, that is right. How many top 25 prospects do they have playing for this squad?
3, 4?
4 of them? Can you name them?
3 top 25, 1 number 26.
4 top 26 players.
Yeah.
Who are they?
You got Kendra Rojas, left-handed pitcher, the number 12 prospect. Yohan Watts Brown, their right-handed pitcher, number 20 ranked prospect. Cutter Coffee, elite name. I recognize that name anywhere. Utility guy, their number 23 guy. And then Jace Bohalfren, outfield number 26 on their thing. I actually know a lot of these players because their single A team is like pretty close to me. And I go to their games sometimes, so I recognize the names.
Okay, so you've seen some of the. So you just your early season scouting on the guys.
Yeah, there you go. I knew I knew this was what would happen, so I was ready.
Had to get it in. Cutter Coffee is definitely the name that resonates with me the most too. I think he must have been like a recent draft pick or something. We're not here to talk about them, so we're not going to give you any highlights. But just so you know, they are playing 4 of the Jays' top 30 prospects this week. Were the Rockies what? Karros and Carrig, maybe Proshecki. I should probably have done that research, huh? I mean,
Yeah, that one.
top 30 in our hearts, right? Proshecki, Weatherly, Stain, EJ Andrews. Who else have we talked to that's up there? Let's see. Charlie Condon. We haven't even talked about the rookie draft picks, right? Charlie Condon, he's up there. Cole Carrick, number 7 on our list. Dion Jorge,
Any Perez
15.
up there?
Michael Proshecki, Kyle Karros, Cole Messina, Jack Mahoney. Didn't get a chance to highlight him. And then our boy Kate Denton is also up there. And then Yuhanar Herrera is not up there. Oh. He has been placed on the 7-day IL, the number 29 prospect in the.
I thought you were breaking news there for a second.
No, that'd be sweet, right? No, that'd be dope. But no, we don't do that. But Herrera had a terrible outing this past week, and something obviously was wrong. He is now on the 7-day IL, so we will not see him pitch in this 7-game series or 5-game series coming up, which is kind of a bummer because, dude, man, just a strikeout machine. Which you love to see these young guys in trades coming back and producing right away. I guess do we want to talk about Charlie Condon and Cole Messina and their debuts as top Rockies prospects in Spokane?
Yeah, Condon, what is he? OPSing like 960 or something like that?
Unfortunately, no. It's not going well right now for our boy Charlie.
I feel like every time I look, I just like kind of like, oh, he'll average back out to a high OPS, and I keep looking, and that doesn't happen. So his OPS is what 516 right now for Charlie Condon, which if Charlie Condon doesn't work out, I'm out on BSB. No, I'm playing, but.
We might just have to end BSB. Like Charlie Condon is supposed to be that dog.
What's the point?
Yeah, no, and there's zero reason to believe that he won't be that dog, right? It's the transition into the professional league after playing a whole college season, taking some time off, and then trying to adjust back into it with some swing adjustments to go along with it. Like, obviously you want to do well, but you're also trying to get to the next level. So here, work on this to get to the next level, but yet you want to be competitive. So I'm sure that's going to be taking a toll on Charlie trying to figure it all out right now. There's nobody more upset with Charlie's performance right now than Charlie.
Yeah, this is a guy from Georgia, went to Georgia. I'm sure he's missing his mom's cooking. You know, he's got to do his own laundry now. So there's a lot of situation. Like right now, I have to do my own laundry the first time, you know? So I can tell you right now, if I was playing baseball, I'd probably be worse. So
those blue pants would not be blue anymore. Am I right? So like Charlie Condon's figuring out. He did go in the series last week. He went 5 of the games. He went hitless, but he did finish the series 2 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. So he's coming in hot. He's coming into the playoff series hot. Got it figured out, ready to go. And then Cole Messina, not sure how Dude Man's doing, but he has a home run. I know. He is with his boy Mahoney up there. And the battery's back together.
Wimmer there? Wimmer needs to be up. Wimmer, right? Wimmer, Messina.
Yeah.
Mahoney.
Braylon Wimmer's still a Fresno cat, but he is a Gamecock.
The guys up there.
Yeah. So Messina is having a hard time finding his groove. 7 for 50 on the season, a 452 OPS, 1 homer, 1 double, 5 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Strikeouts really not that bad. A 20% clip in the 50 plate appearances. So not bad. Still just, again, finding the groove. Dude's
he's had a really rough stretch recently. 1 for his last 14, like 3 for his last 30. So, and when the sample size isn't already big, you go through that stretch. It's just the stats are gonna look bad. You could analyze a 30-game stretch from Shohei Ohtani, and there's going to be a 30-game stretch where you're like, oh, that guy's not that good. But full season, it averages back out.
Yeah, and same kind of nonsense that Condon has. And Messina has to learn a whole new art. Like,
but when a player is really good over a 30-game stretch, you don't use that. No, like you don't use that.
No,
like,
that's not law of averages, right?
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just either this, and then if it's not what you want your narrative to be, it's just not that. So Cole Messina will be fine. Yeah. With what we just said, we really do believe Cole Messina will be just fine. Again, early stages of it. So we'll see how they do. Speaking of that clutch gene that we kind of opened up with, right? We'll see how they come through. Gotta imagine those two, Karros, Carrig, Jorge, Betancourt will be playing. And then probably our boy EJ Andrews will be in and out. He's been in and out all season up there doing his thing. But somebody that we want to be our boy, hopefully we can get an off-season pod with him, is GJ Hill.
Yes.
I don't know where I was going with that. He's been hot. He's been insanely hot up in Spokane. He was hot in Fresno. He's hot in Spokane. Excited to see what he does. He might be a low-key, like, look out for this guy. He's about to go off type thing.
Yeah. I mean, I was told beginning of the day we're getting CJ on the pod today. Or GJ.
I told you that.
Well, it was almost like we're going to try to get him. And then I was excited all day. I was like, oh, we get to talk to GJ, a guy who I've wanted to talk to for a long time. He just rakes. But we weren't able to. But we will soon. I'm glad we'll get him on soon. I mean, we have the off season, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, we have time to figure it out to get your boy GJ.
He's a busy man. You know, he's got playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's the night before a game.
Do the players get paid extra for the playoffs? I know that's such a weird logistical question, but like, how does that work?
I doubt it.
Overtime?
Right? Your seasonal contract. Some kind of bonuses if you make the minor league playoffs. That'd be kind of cool. But GJ is in the last 15 days, last two series, he has 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, only 6 strikeouts in that, 9 total hits, 2 doubles with that, and OPS of 991. So GJ is on fire right now going into the playoff series, which will be fun. I'm really excited for that. Yeah, 2 for 9 last week. So it took some days off last week and still was able to produce those big numbers like that. That'll be sweet. And then your boy Andy Perez, Skylar Messenger on the squad. Gene Perez still doing it. And I think Snides is up there. So the squad's loaded, man. I think the offense, over under how many runs do they score in the first 3 games of first 3 games. Let's just say it's a clean 3-game sweep for the Spokane Indians.
Over
what?
Doesn't matter what you say.
Over 15. Over 15 runs scored total. I think the office will be fine. It should be fun. But now, what about the pitching rotation? Who are some of the starters that we should be seeing?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. We have 6 guys, or I guess now 5.
Yeah.
Juarez, Stain, Persecki, Mahoney, and Pacheco. So the way playoffs work, you normally don't have a 5-man rotation. You might want to slim it down to 3 or 4. I think the odd man out, I almost say it will be Stain. I know that sounds weird. He's been there for a long time. But if I'm the manager, Stain is super inconsistent. And I don't like that inconsistency for the playoffs.
So I'm going to push that back on that.
Yeah.
Of course, naturally. Otherwise, it would be a terrible pod. But honestly, Connor Stain in his last 2 starts, guess what his ERA is?
0.
I love that. Fuck yeah. Fire me up, Scotty. A 1.64 ERA in his 2 starts. That's 11 across 11 innings. Only allowed 7 hits, 17 strikeouts in those 11 innings.
There you go. So ride the hot hand then. Never mind.
Right. There we go. Ride the hot hand. Only 3 walks. Only 2 earned runs total in that 9-1 whip. Like, dude's on fire right now. You got to play it. Also, if you are inconsistent, you don't want that coming out of your pen. You don't know what you're going to get out of a pin with Stain, right? It's an inconsistency. If it's not there, it's going to be terrible. But like, he's never done it. Like, it's not something he does on the rig. So you got to keep that. You got to keep that momentum going.
How much control does the managers have in a game like this? Like, is Bud Black or Bill Schmidt calling down, being like, "Hey, start this guy now"? Okay, that's good.
Definitely not Buddy Black. Maybe a Forbes, a Billy Schmidt, or maybe putting some pressure on so-and-so to do it. But I think the way Robinson Cancel has just kind of worked his way through the system, I think he's earned he should have earned some respect by now too.
I guess the idea is they probably know the players more than Bill Schmidt.
Right. Right. And like, obviously there's no way Billy Schmidt has to call Robinson Cancel to play Charlie Condon, right? Like, there's no way that phone call is being made. Like, Charlie Condon is going to play. Just how well does he play, or who does he play? I don't know. I don't think that happens. So I'm going to predict my 3-man rotation. I'm going to say 3-man rotation because we're going to close it. Connor Stain is going to start tomorrow. Victor Juarez is going game 2. And then I'm going to say Mahoney is pitching game 3, where Michael Proshecki is the guy that you were thinking could be the long relief, middle relief guy if you need to come in and get in out. Because he has that relief experience in college. He did it while he was rehabbing. So I'm saying Proshecki is going to be the odd man out, but he's also the secret message in the arm bar and ready to come out.
I don't hate that.
What do you think?
Who was the last person to pitch for Spokane?
Herrera.
That would make sense. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I'm gonna go Mahoney. I think Mahoney's the number one guy. I think him and Proshecki back to back would be great. So Mahoney, Proshecki, and then down Victor for game 3, and that's a sweep.
That might be it. I like that. Yeah, our friend of the pod, Matt on the Twitter, said he made his predictions. He says Big Mike go game 1, Victor game 2, and then Mahoney closes that out game 3.
How many Big Mikes we got on the roster? We got Big Mike in the MLB. You know, me.
Yeah. Dude, if your friends start calling you Big Mike like in real life, that'd be hilarious. That'd be awesome.
Sometimes when I hear Mike at like work, I like do kind of look over. I'm like,
is that the BSB boys hollering at me? What is that? That's hilarious. I hate the nickname Big Mike. I don't like it at all. I think it's lazy. I get it for Michael Tolia. He's big and all that, but like
home runs too. I mean.
It's lazy. Like we can be better, especially with the name Tolia.
Right, so off season, we gotta cook up nicknames.
There's a pod. That's an hour and a half pod of just going through the.
Just start sending. We need to make like tonight. Do it, and then we just go back to it a month from now. Like make like a Twitter post. Be like Michael Tolia nicknames. Drop them below, and then a month from now we look back and be like, just pick the one we want. Just pick whichever one we feel. Money Mike. That's all.
That might be it. I'm not doing it tonight. I'm going to bed right after this. It's late, but it's definitely that could be a good like off season day by day. Maybe get Evan Lang on to try to give his best.
The B-Rod thing. There's like a little bit of a controversy there, right?
Yeah, the hyphen. It's officially a hyphenated. B-Rod is the official nickname. As when his mama said so. We're done arguing. So Patrick Lyons won that one from a few years ago, and then. Highlight 1 or 2 guys from the pen.
Only 1 or 2.
I know. I mean, it's tough. I feel like
just go off, but I'm gonna start off with Wellington Herrera. I mean that guy. I remember in Fresno, it was like he was 19, and he was doing what he was doing, and he has a fan base of like hundreds of people. Every time we post him on Instagram. We gain like 100 followers. We need to start doing it more. It's pretty easy to do stuff like that. So I know he's got a bunch of people behind him. And then my second one.
I like Wellington Herrera.
I'm going to go friend of the pod, Cade Denton.
I was hoping you'd go there.
Because if I'm not wrong, he was pretty clutch in the College Baseball World Series.
Yep.
When he played in there. So we know the playoff experience is there. And we know he thrives on those occasions. So, and friend of the pod.
And friend of the pod. You have to highlight friend of the pods. I love that. He's been off a little bit the last 15 days. He has 3 appearances. Say that again?
Law of averages. He's about to go off.
Right? Like his Spokane numbers speak like that's about to happen. So his 15 days, he's got 3 games, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs in that time. All that means is he's working on something and he's going to be fine, right? But I got to highlight our boy Sam Weatherly. 5 games in this last 2 weeks, 2 saves in that time, 2 save opportunities, 5 innings and 7 strikeouts. Dude's stuff has been nasty forever. He's finally healthy for a whole season, which makes me super excited about what he can do. He honestly might be an MLB arm in 2025, 2026, like late 25, 26. Like his stuff is that good. So the fact that he's able to put it together now, and then I want to highlight more, but like I do have to highlight. I have to highlight too. I'm not trying to outdo you here, but Braxton Hyde has been incredible all season. 4 games this past 2 weeks, 8 innings, 10 strikeouts in those time. Whip 0.75. But then the other one I wanted to talk about is Connor Eaton. Connor Eaton is the 6th round draft pick this past year out of what, George Mason?
I think it's George Mason, yeah.
Yep, George Mason, which is up in Fairfax, was dominant in Spokane. In 8 games in his Spokane career, 9 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, exactly 1 earned run and 1 walk. That's a .067 whip. He got the call up this week, got his first action, got his first taste, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, no earned runs, was able to deal with the traffic. Connor Eaton has been lights out, might be a steal of the draft. Look out for Connor Eaton, 6th round pick out of George Mason, just doing work. And this might be his chance to just put a little highlight on him. Charlie Condon, Cole Messina, Connor Eaton might be the draft pick, this draft pick that put some highlights out there for the Spokane Indians. Keep an eye on it.
I'm gonna do one more.
Just keep going.
I'm gonna go Luis Amoroso.
Yes.
I think that's what, Isaac's favorite player?
That is Isaac's. That's Isaac's dog.
That's Isaac's. I had shot him out. I know Isaac loves him, so that's Isaac's favorite. So there you go.
Love that. Yeah. You can just go to BlakeStreetBanner.com and search for Amoroso. Look at for his blog, a little piece about him. Go follow Rock's MLB report. He's still doing stuff, even though we're busy. He's still posting stuff on his stuff. Crazy stats, crazy stuff in there. Huge shout out to him for helping with the graphics and all that. Speaking of that, this is how we're going to end it. Go Spokane Indians. We might have a watch along if I'm not busy Friday. No, I am busy Friday. There's no way. Might have a watch along. Might not. We'll definitely be following the Spokane Indians playoff series. But huge shout out to our boy J-Mac. Like those graphics, man. Like, yes, round of applause. Those graphics for the Hill debut and the Halverson debut were just fire. And like just putting that out there. And he did it on his accord. Hey, what do you guys think of this? Like, I don't know if any of us
just like the greatest graphic ever. Any improvements? Like,
yeah, you just like, hey,
good.
like, where have you been hiding this, dog? Like, you're a fantastic writer, and now you got fantastic graphics. Like, come on, man. So huge shout out to him. Luke's already writing things for his Medium on prospects next year. Or if you want to know about high school prospects next year, Luke's already got you. I think he already has a list of 200 people already.
If you play baseball, he might have written about you.
Yeah, there's a solid chance like Luke knows a little bit about you somehow, some way. And just huge shout out to the BSB chat. Just continue to we're engaged, but like we're not engaged. We're not looking for engagements. I don't know. It's a hard time in BSB world. So huge shout out to our team here, and then just the.
I was gonna say, I think the chat, the BSB chat, it's like half Rockies now. It's like half slandering Bo Nix or Colorado football. So
yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. Not going to say anything about the Denver Broncos starting quarterback in any way or fashion. Nothing to get the fan base upset or the BSB fans upset at all. Nothing about Bo Nix being terrible. Didn't even say anything. No, I didn't even say anything about Bo Nix being terrible this past week. I don't know. But it's huge shout out to the BSB people, right? We got a shout out on Instagram for our boy Tomas. Like, thank you for that. Like, that was just dope. Just keeping us in mind. Like he said, the Fresno Grizzlies is over, but you can still follow Rockies minor league stuff. And he gave us a shout out. I love that. I love people tweeting at us, even though we're non-existent at pretty much right now on Twitter. It's not because we don't want to be, but like you're still recognizing us as the go-to people for the minor league stuff. And like that stuff means a lot to me. Like just building this, I'm sure it means a lot to you being part of this. So like, it's that kind of stuff is dope, even though we're still not around, but like you still recognize and see us. So thank you for all of that. Do you want to give a shout out?
Yeah, shout out to the BSB guys. They're Nick and them are really hammering random facts and awesome things. Like Sam Hilliard, shout out Sam Hilliard. Right now the Rockies are the Rockies. We're not gonna, although we might get 99 losses, not 100. So,
right?
Just saying.
It's a possibility.
So we'll see. I'm counting on that. I'll watch some games. Kyle Freeland, ERA under 5 for the first time in forever. So that's awesome. There you go.
Love that. And we'll try to be back on Thursday. We won't be, but we'll try to be the BSB guys be back on Thursday. And as always, go Spokane Indians. Yo, Grant, thanks for hanging out. I hope you can listen later. See ya. Thank you for watching and listening. Please check out our link tree for more content.